Welcome to the most estrogen-filled episode of the podcast of all time.
We match.
We have Paige Roux, Jade Struck. Obviously, they probably need no introduction. And we wanted to take it up a notch, and so we all put on our fanciest coats. Thank you to my wife.
We're here today.
Thank you to my wife for the
bring you
donations.
the sauciest news in the industry.
Obviously, welcome to SHOT Show. This is super cool. I'm glad that we're actually getting to see each other in person, because up until even a couple weeks ago, I don't even think we knew if this was going to happen.
I was coming regardless.
So I said that too. I was going to come no matter what, and worst case scenario, I was just going to gamble. And
I wasn't.
I
I
know
was
you
up
weren't.
until the last day before we were supposed to go. I'm like, we could just not go right now.
We booked our hotel at the airport, actually, but I knew I was coming.
Mm-hmm.
You booked your hotel at the airport on the flight here?
Yeah.
I feel like you live your life very by the seat of your pants.
Do I seem like that? Because I also feel like
You
I'm
said that
told
about
that
me
I'm a
yesterday.
planner. I didn't see.
I'm a planner.
No,
Seat of your pants.
because I saw you in Vegas a month ago, and you changed your flight in O'Hare on a layover.
I didn't. They wouldn't change it because it was so
Oh.
last minute. So I actually flew to Phoenix, picked up my bags, walked my ass back down to ticketing, bought another ticket for Vegas, and flew.
You bought a ticket at the counter?
No, I bought it on my phone, but walked back to ticketing.
I would have bought it
rechecked
at the
my
counter.
bags.
I would have felt like
I only
like
had
Chevy
cash.
Chase or something like that. Yeah, I only have cash. Yeah, I've never done that before. I really aspire to buy a ticket
Which
at the
is
ticket
funny because
counter.
I
I've
was
had to do it
actually.
before.
Have you
did
really?
Mm-hmm.
So I was checking my bags, and you know how it's the kiosk, and then you just drop them.
Yeah.
And what day did I come in? What day is it today? I don't even
Wednesday.
know. It's Wednesday. When I was flying out and dropping my
It's
bags.
Wednesday today, yeah,
Sorry.
we've been dealing with this
Yeah.
day for
Yeah.
weeks.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, where do you buy the tickets at? Actually, I don't know.
For the
And is-
counter?
And is it like one person standing there? Because honestly, who buys tickets at the counter?
Nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody. Okay,
Worst
so
comes to
Anyways,
the first thing I want to talk about
I
is
really am a planner though.
no, I don't think you are.
I have ADHD. I have to pray.
So let's talk about, obviously, you guys are some of the biggest names in female shooting in the shooting world, right? You're
guys-
super famous.
You did that. No.
You hear that?
Super famous. So there are good things and there's bad things, right? That go along with it. And I think one of the most important things that a forum like this gives people is an opportunity to talk about the good and the bad. And I say that because whether or not you think you're a celebrity or you feel like you're a celebrity, when we walk the floor, people know who you guys are. And
I get a lot of side eye.
That's
I'm like, yeah,
fucking
baby.
weird.
You're like,
But
I'm
that's
Jade
weird.
Struck and Struck.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm walking around in a sports bra. And they're like, they look at me and the wives, and I'm like,
But that's fucking weird, right?
Yeah.
nah, I'm here for your
It
entertainment.
is.
But that's weird that people
Or
know
they're
who
like,
you
I
are.
follow you, and I'm like, give me
Yes.
a hug, thank you. Like,
But
I
that's a
appreciate
weird
it.
thing, and I think it's there are certain unnecessarily like people project things about you, or they assume that's what I'm
I got a
they
really
assume
good-
things about you, right?
I-
So I
Because
guess
they follow you, your
Right.
life, whatever you post on
Right.
your life on social media, and then they're like, "That's you did this last week.
Right.
You did this."
so.
or-
What is the biggest misconception about you, both of you?
Oh shit! Wait.
What's the
I-
biggest misconception? What is the thing that people come up to you and they say something and you're like, that's not me at all. That's patently false.
People say that I'm really unapproachable.
I can tell you that's
But
not
the
true.
thing is I'm like,
You're
I'll
not.
approach you and tell you that I like what you're wearing.
You'll run to someone and be like, "I
Yes.
just love your energy."
Yeah. Well, and
Yes.
that's what I hear. So,
So people say you're unapproachable.
but you know,
I
like,
think you're intimidating. You're
I have this saying, and this is what I was thinking about this morning because we're here and we're going to do the show, and I didn't, I was just thinking about like captions, right? And one of them that I saw was, I am what you think you are. And
I like
I think
that.
that's the thing about being in the media and the public eye is like we as people, because I do it too, have a propensity to project our insecurities on other people, which is probably why like I thought Alexandra was going to be like a total bitch, and she thought I was going to be a bitch. And then I met her, and we were both like two peas in a pod. She's like
Yeah. super
super down and like super cool girl, and you just kind of see that we both thought that the other was going to be
Right.
something that we're not, but I think it's natural, and I think comparison is like the thief of joy. I was thinking about that earlier today too. So
And you
That
have to
was deep.
take that moment. That was so philosophical.
I don't have that at all.
Give us Give us your, what time is it? Give us your 10:30 in the morning philosophical misconception about you.
Man.
Use Freud in a sentence.
I'm a planner. No, I'm joking.
Okay, what's the misconception?
I think that same thing. I'm unapproachable and I come off as a bitch. Like, I get pictures taken of me where I'm cold as fuck and I'm like known. My profile picture.
Noah.
I am known. I know. Thanks, Noah. I'm known for my RBF, and people are like, I did not expect you to be so kind. And I'm like, oh, yeah.
I remember. So I met.
I'll
Paige.
give you my cell phone number. I don't care.
Yeah. I met you at Texas Range
Okay,
Day.
please don't do that all the time, though,
And
okay?
I
Just
don't.
as a friend.
I
I'm just,
do
as a
a lot.
friendly advice, don't
Give him
consistently
a fake,
give out your...
not a fake number, but give him like a business number
Yeah.
to like Google.
I have it. I do. I have that. And what? I can go through and block the number.
Don't let that happen, okay? Let's
I'll say
work
this,
to
though.
make that not happen.
I'll say
It's
that.
not like random weird men or
I'm
anything.
not saying you
It's
give
like
your number away to
some
random men.
girls
I'm
or something like
Yeah.
that. Text me.
All right.
Or
Well,
if you're,
and so
I don't care.
I saw Paige.
Hit
at
us up.
Texas-
Get Paige's phone number. We'll give it out.
No, we won't.
So
I'll
it's
protect
for
him.
no,
we're
joking.
just gonna post it on Instagram right now.
But when I met you, it was at Texas Range Day. There wasn't a lot of women around.
I was
And-
actually gonna share my experience meeting you. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna start.
Okay.
But you were so put together, and I'm somebody that enjoys being put together, and I was raised like around all women, so like that's kind of like normal for us.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing you looking so put together on the range with your nails, and I was like, I'm gonna go talk to her because that's my kind of girl. Because most people assume like when you're on the range, like you don't need to put. And I used to not wear makeup, and
Yeah.
I used to not try so that people would respect me more. But like once I started respecting myself more, I'm like, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do.
Yeah,
So you
I'm
think
gonna
that
wear
people
whatever
would not respect you if you wore makeup because you would get like the gun bunny?
It's a
Of
gun
course.
bunny feel.
And to be honest with you, when I'm competing, like, the last thing I want to do is put on fucking makeup at 8
Yeah.
Fair
o'clock in
point.
the
Yeah,
morning.
sure.
You know, but like...
10:30 for a
but now
podcast.
it's like... And there's really...
I put mascara on.
Yeah, but there's something to be said
care.
about, like, whatever ritual it is that takes you... That you need to, like, be your best and show up your best, like, that's makeup.
Yeah.
You know, like, I need to be put together. When I go walk my dog, I don't walk out there looking like a bum. Like, I don't put makeup on, but, like,
Yeah.
I'll put something on, good shoes that I can run in so I'm not, like...
See,
in slippers,
and
you
what's
know?
funny is you're actually way better than I am, because when I met both of you, well, I met you at SHOT Show 2020, so
Yeah.
before Texas Range Day, but I met you Texas Range Day, yeah. I was wondering if you were at that dinner at SHOT Show, but you weren't.
No.
And I mean, my account was just starting, where it was like only a year old. I think I just hit 10,000 followers, and I didn't really know anyone in our group. Now you guys are like my family.
Yeah.
But you know, I was going by myself. It was like the first trip by myself.
That's right.
Travel,
I do
like
remember that.
it was scary for me. I was so excited, but I was like, oh my god, all these big names, and I'm going. I'm so grateful and so blessed to do that. But I was so.
I do remember that.
You called me. I was in like a parking lot. And you go, hey, call me, and I was like, who are you?
Yeah.
So guess what? I gave you my phone number.
You did. Random person on Instagram. That's a good point. You did.
Um.
And I don't know how I found your account originally. You must have been reposted or something like
yeah, we were
that.
following each other for a little bit.
Yeah, and when we
doesn't
started
follow
to
Whiskey
put to,
Savage?
that's stupid. When we started to put together Texas Range Day, I knew that, and if you know anything about the shooting world, right, the fastest growing segment of the shooting world is females.
You're doing a really good job.
Well, Paige probably knows it better than anybody with what your family does, right? And
Yeah.
you see that every day, and you train women, obviously. And so I knew when we put together Texas Range Day, like, we had to have a really good consortium of females.
Yeah.
And some people dropped out, and I'm kind of glad that they did.
I am too. I think everything worked out exactly
yeah.
as it should
I
have.
loved everyone that
I
went.
did
and
too.
I'm so close with, like, I see him walking SHOT Show this year,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Homies.
oh my god, it's
I
been
got
2
close
years.
with Jamie Villamore through Texas Range Day, and then did work with her
adore
later.
her.
I got to spend time with Kawa at dinner on the second
Yeah.
Texas
Yeah.
Range Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one
Kyle's
thing I
amazing.
will say is, like, the first Texas Range Day, I had come back from the SHOT Show where, like, a bunch of things had gone
Yeah,
down,
of
and
course.
I was not in a place to want to be sociable. And with you going to Texas Range Day by yourself being nervous, I was nervous because I didn't know what anything was going to look like for me.
Right.
And you invited me and Rudy, so it was nice to have, like, my
A person.
person with me. But I felt so taken care of that trip by you. I hadn't even met you yet.
Yeah.
But
No
and Rudy
way.
as well. Yeah.
I didn't meet her until she got off the bus that day.
Yeah.
Oh, and she came. No, she didn't even take the bus.
Oh, that's right.
She was late.
I was probably late.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Jade's
and I
late
was
for
just
everything.
really had a lot of social anxiety at that time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and that was but Texas Range Day single-handedly, that first event was the only thing that got me back to where I'm at now. It was kind of like the domino that like got pushed down to like
Kind of like,
get
okay,
me
it's
back
time to get
normal.
up and move.
Yeah,
again.
well, and actually like to be in the best place of my life, you know, because like it's the first time that I'm out on my own, and you know, with my partner, and you know, doing it for me, and now you're my manager, and like it's worked really well, you know, and I'm grateful because you got to take.
I'm good at getting yelled at. I'll tell you that.
You're good at
He's
yelling.
good at yelling.
Too.
Yeah.
I was. Oh my gosh! I remember when we were filming with Omaha Outdoors last year,
That was so fun.
and we were driving to pick you up, and he was planning. You were going to Vegas, and
As
you
I
were
do.
planning this bougie room for your guys' anniversary, for yours and Jen's
Oh, yeah.
anniversary.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I had never been so scared to be in the same like 6 feet as you. I was like,
What?
this because you were
As
yelling.
me?
At the
You were
hotel,
yelling
remember
at
they
the.
canceled
You
your
were
shit?
yelling at the guy who booked your reservation or something, and you were like, "Oh."
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
It was awesome because you got what you needed,
And you're in a
and
good.
you were professional. But I had never seen that side of Jack Callahan, and boy, I was like, I don't want to be on that end ever.
Do you have?
I'm sure.
Go ahead,
you
Noah.
have.
Pop in, Noah. When have
Yeah,
you seen?
hey,
When have
come
you seen
have a
me?
seat.
When we were in Miami.
What did I get mad about?
Jack Callahan in Miami though
In
had
Miami.
shit he
Oh
needed
yeah,
to do.
when we were in Miami. So
He had
so
shit he needed to do.
I will.
You- it's
Probably, I don't ever think I want to go back to that city because of how miserable we were treated.
yeah,
Fuck
Oh,
Miami.
really?
yeah. Well, the hotel was terrible.
Oh, the hotel
well,
sucked.
the
Well, the
hotel
hotel's
was
beautiful.
gorgeous. The hotel
The people sucked.
the JW Marriott in Miami can suck my balls. It was fucking miserable. They treated us shitty. The only good thing is that instead of $400 a night, I paid $137. So fuck you, JW. I got this
It
ridiculous
was
rate.
not.
But
it was
they
not
treated us very
okay.
poorly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
rooms
Um,
are beautiful though.
We filmed a short film. Paige came in, and maybe we could talk. I don't know. We're gonna run out of time because we literally
It's
have only
gonna
talked
be-
about one thing.
it's gonna be
And
a part
Paige
one
didn't
and a
even
part
answer the
two.
fucking question, by the way.
What question?
What's the
Yes,
biggest
she did.
misconception about
Yeah,
you?
I said I have the
unapproachable.
RDF and-
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never
Same
mind.
thing. But
I
I
think that's like an intimidating thing though, because going to Texas Range Day, when I need confidence, I have, if I have anxiety or something, makeup is actually the one thing that kind of calms
Yes.
my anxiety. It makes me focus on something. So like I'm in flow
You need
when
to
I
do
do my
something.
makeup. Yeah.
Is it like a mask? Serious question.
Yes.
No, for
I
me
would
it
say.
doesn't.
Right?
Yeah, but now you see on my media, like,
I like
very
that. That's a good-
rarely do I put on any makeup.
And that's a good question.
And
actually.
somebody talked shit before I came here and was like, wait till you see her, all these expensive filters, which by the way, like, filters aren't expensive, everything is free. And she has terrible skin, and maybe she'll pop
I
a
have
make.
terrible
I
skin.
have a
And I
pimple
was like-
popping right here, guys. Look.
I'm
Yeah.
like, motherfucker,
Who gives a fuck?
welcome
Yeah.
to the industry of, by the way, everybody on your magazine covers has Photoshop.
Oh my
By the way, the
God.
Kardashians all have fake asses
Yeah.
and tits.
Yeah.
And this is the entertainment industry. And by the way, I don't need a fucking filter.
You should, you
but
should
I
see
like
what
them.
I can do
You
with
just need a fur coat.
You should see what I can do with Photoshop
some
Liquify.
hairspray.
I mean,
Yeah, and so, I don't know, it's just hard because you get put on blast. I think that you kind of
Mine-
get shy, and that's why maybe people think that you're unapproachable.
yeah.
because
Yes.
you are
And I
shy.
think my wife is the same way.
I'm extremely introverted, and in large crowds, I have to use every ounce of my energy to socialize, and it's exhausting for me.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
You and
So
I are very similar in that
I
way.
like this,
Yeah.
or if we're at a table of 6+ or 5+ people, I will sit and listen and just
Yep.
watch people, because also I can't. It gets being on range so much and teaching. It's so hard to hear, and
Yeah.
it stresses me out. That's why I don't want to go to a club tonight.
Well, but you're going to, so.
I'm not.
Yes, you are,
No,
Jade.
I'm not. The first night of SHOT Show, and it wasn't even started yet. And I got it all out. But see, I don't
awesome.
like to drink. I love you. I saw her at the bar, and I'm not even gonna go there. But I'm
I had
good.
like
I'm
5
done.
people yelling at her from across the bar. I was leaning across the bar. Jade Struck.
And I'm
we
doing
made
hand
eye contact.
signals. I'm like, you look amazing.
And I go, thank you.
I'm serious.
And then she goes, I need a drink. And I was like, yes.
yeah,
and then
I
she
do
walked
need a
over.
drink.
Okay, so let's talk about SHOT Show. Obviously, we're all here. It's happening.
It's not as bad.
I saw, so when I was on my way here, I guess, I don't remember who it was. Somebody posted a video of the safety officer and he's walking around telling people, put your mask on.
Right, I saw that.
I didn't wear a mask all day yesterday.
No, I didn't either.
When I go downstairs in the casino, I don't wear a mask at all.
Correct.
The only time I wear a mask, I didn't even wear it in an Uber, honestly.
I don't either.
I had to, actually, that's not true. I had to put one on to physically walk through the threshold of the door.
Right.
See, we didn't even have to do
I
that.
didn't do
When we were
that.
checking into the hotel at the actual desk, speaking to the agent, they were like, hey, can you?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think it's one thing. It's like if you're polite, like I'll,
Yep.
you know, if you ask me, like and I'm chivalrous. Okay, I open doors. You know, I make sure that, especially that women are like looked after, especially in groups and
Right.
stuff. If you're kind, like you ask and you shall receive.
Sure.
But if you demand something of me,
Yep.
Or you're
I'm like-
entitled, like,
well, and also I just think that, you know, tone is everything. So, you know, and at
I
the end
agree
of the
too.
day, like I know we all have a job to do, but that doesn't exempt you from being kind to
Yep.
people.
yeah.
You didn't wear a mask at all yesterday?
No, and
I
it's
didn't
gonna
either.
mess up my makeup. You know how long I spent on my face?
I feel like people don't ask us if our makeup is done because maybe I want to think that they're kind and like, yeah, I don't want to mess up your makeup, so I'll ask him to put a mask on. But it's weird because the safety officers will walk up to, say, 3 of us and ask one person to put a mask on, like
I know,
go
I've
up to
noticed
you.
So somebody did walk up to you yesterday and say something? Or
Not me,
say
I've had several
something?
people ask me.
But
to
a
put-
group
Really?
that I was with, yeah, and
But to
I
be
kind of
hon-
just like did that so they didn't see my face and no one tapped me or anything.
Really?
It's just, it's, you know, and we can get into the politics side of it, but I just think
I'm
that
all
it's,
about it.
well, I just think it's such an infringement on like human rights, you know what I mean? And I read this thing the other day that was like, never when you got the flu vaccine, like when they were doing flu shots, doing measles, mumps, tetanus, I've had to get tetanus shots before, were they mandated and required, did they
Right.
require me to not be socialized with my people, my
Right.
friends and family?
Yep.
Did they force me to get a vaccine? Never once in the history of our country has this been a thing. And of course, it's politically motivated. They just deployed a large amount of National Guard to start enforcing like martial law and getting the vaccinations. And I just think that this is out of fucking control.
And I think,
It's out of
you know, as we continue down this path, you know, the CDC said that they're going to stop releasing COVID numbers recently.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah. And I don't know when that's actually going to start, but they're like, okay, we're going to stop giving out a daily number. Well, no shit. Like,
Why? Because it's looking bad?
yeah, because it looks bad.
Because
and primaries are
98%
coming
of the
up.
people that are dying are people that have gotten your fucking shot.
Right, and
Yeah.
primaries are coming up. And if you look at hospitalizations, right now, hospitalizations of the vaccinated are outpacing the unvaccinated.
Right, of course. Now they're going to
Well,
cover their
now,
fucking
now,
asses.
so how do you sell it to me now? And then it kind of like that rolls right into social media and how, because obviously we're here because of social media. I mean
Right.
that's really what put us here together, right, collectively,
Which
and
is insane.
which is very bizarre, right? But
weird.
you talk about all of the censorship on social media, which, because I wanted to talk about Turning Point, obviously, and Reloaded, and because it's such a big deal to have somebody out there, to have a group of people, to have a whatever it is, just a collection of people who have enough money, enough power, enough of a voice to put out the truth, or
It's insane.
at least the other side, right?
Or at least their voice.
At least their voice, right? So truth is maybe subjective,
Well,
whatever.
utilize their First Amendment rights. I mean,
100%.
why can only one group of people do it, but the other can't?
Right.
Players.
Social media censorship, though.
Yeah.
Have you? I'm sorry. Because I do want to talk about, because I think it's a huge deal, because you guys have large accounts, and I think that people, the average person who enjoys social media, gets on there, wants to interact with you, they hit the follow button for a reason. They want to see your content. And then 3 months goes by, and one of your posts finally pops up, and they're like, oh shit, I forgot I followed her.
Yeah.
Right? I guess what I wanted to ask is, how much censorship do you really realize? Like,
I was
how
gonna
much
say,
do
I
you
don't
know?
I don't know part of it, I think.
Is your account set up as a creator or a business, or is it set up just as a
Business.
personal, private
Business.
account? So,
Business.
so you can see your reach and your engagement.
Yes.
And you can too. Okay. Let me give you a statistic, and this is 100% real. I have a picture of it. We did a giveaway for
Oh, yeah.
for a huge giveaway.
Yeah.
It was on Black Friday.
I was gonna say,
it was a
Black
live
Friday one?
podcast, yeah, and we gave away $25,000 worth of stuff on Black Friday. Cobalt guns, Henry, Ranger Point.
Wooks.
I mean, Wooks. Yeah, I mean, all kinds of stuff.
How do you say that, by the way?
Wooks.
I say Wooks.
It's
I
Wooks.
say Wooks. Wooks.
It's definitely not
Sorry,
that.
guys. I have to figure it out.
We're gonna bring you over
Anyways.
there.
It's like-
Oh, you saw Danilo yesterday.
I
He's
didn't-
so wonderful. I
didn't
love
meet
him.
him, no.
Okay, well,
He's
it's-
wonderful. But they're doing such beautiful stuff. I can't get that heartwood out of my head.
Yeah.
The purple
The
wood.
new, yeah, that one was.
So beautiful.
This is
Censorship,
when you
how
put
much
us
is-
through
Yeah, yeah, that's
together.
okay. That's
The
what I want. Okay,
giveaway.
so we're doing a giveaway, and I sent it to my buddy Kevin over because they were going to give it away, and he's like, "Yes, I'm going to put it in the stories for you." I said, "Okay." Ooh, maybe well, I'll cut that out. I can't say. I sent it over to a rifle manufacturer who was giving away a rifle, and my buddy runs the account. He's like, "Okay, I'll post it." So he posted in the stories, and if you look at the 2 and 3 stories before the giveaway post,
Okay.
5,000 views, 5,000 in the first 2 hours.
Okay.
If you look at the 2-hour mark on the giveaway post, I'm not kidding you, 97 views. 2-hour mark on the story after that, 5,000 views. Explain that to me. I wish somebody could just explain to me how does the algorithm know that's what that is and literally not show it to 4,903
Is it a keyword
people?
that is said in the story?
It was just a
or
picture.
It's just a picture.
So obviously the algorithm can see firearms, and if you ever look, they can show you a digital. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but the algorithm will literally say gun with attachment, gun with.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And giveaway, I think, is the key word.
Yeah.
The gun industry has to stop doing giveaways.
That makes sense because this is what's so frustrating. I don't get posts or stories taken down often, but it's not that I'm super careful with my content. The content that I post doesn't warrant a lot of pulling of my content.
Right.
But in December, my favorite nonprofit is Angels on Patrol. They're out of Arizona, and they focus on helping officers help families in after crisis situations, so they can actually volunteer to furnish apartments for families that they help in a domestic violence situation or whatever.
Yeah.
And we did a giveaway, and last year we raised I think $25,000 in a few few weeks or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was posting, and I was like, oh, this is great. I'm gonna post, and it was a nationwide raffle, and every single time, and I was rephrasing it. I was doing stories, I was doing posts, I was rephrasing all of the words, and it wasn't, I removed raffle. I just put go to my link, go to this link, whatever, and every single time. And now anytime that I'm on my account, they say we're gonna threaten to delete your account.
Yep.
I'm like, that is insane.
Yeah.
And that's actually a good point, because I think I did put giveaway or raffle.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Something like that.
So I started using gift. We're gonna gift it. We're gonna all kinds of different verbiages to make, and you can't put it in the graphic. It's been
unbelievable.
very difficult as somebody who makes a living. I mean, this is what Jade does for a living.
Right.
Right. And so
I afford this expensive just getting it's Shaq's wife, so I'm just borrowing it.
But as somebody who does this for a living, it gets very difficult to try to figure out how can I continue to make not only good content, because that in and of itself is a mind fuck, and it's
exhausting.
I'm
really
having
is.
so much fun. Also
I
because
hate making content. Sorry.
well, you've got to find what it is that you love.
But that's why Jade does this for a living. Did you notice that? You and I say I hate this, and she says I love it, and that's why she gets paid to do this for a living.
Right.
Yeah.
Because she enjoys it, and it comes through on her content. People
But
see
I
that.
also I'm into movies and film, right? So actress, I direct and produce Rudy's short films, and I have 5 I need to edit, so I'm not a great editor, right?
See,
but I have a
I don't
vision.
at all.
I just need the time, which I don't have. But for me, it's the art of visuals, right? Or audible, or putting it together and having it hit a beat. Like the Nemo one, I filmed that in 2 hours. I filmed it and then edited it. But I had done it differently the day before, where I'm running through all the freaking stats about it, and who's making it, and what it's using, and then I'm like, my audience is gonna be receptive to this. They want to see it. They want to see me. How can I do it? And I had to scrap the whole thing and redo it. And that to me is part of the art. I'm comfortable putting 4 hours into filming
That's
something
amazing.
and then scrapping it and doing it.
And you have to be very artsy to be okay with
And
throwing that away.
I
and
feel like
starting
I'm
over.
creative, and I like that, but the I need someone to edit it for me. I mean, I'm
Outsource.
so not good at that.
You've got to find what it is that you're passionate about and do that, and everything that you're not good at and you're not passionate about, you got to outsource it. So that way you can stay doing what it is that you love and stay on fire
I like
for it.
instructing. I literally
Well,
that
then
is
cater
my
your
passion.
stuff.
I
Look
know,
at me,
and
I'm
I
doing the
literally
reels.
hire people to just film me instructing private lessons, because how am I going to teach someone and like, hey,
It's a lot.
good
You know
job,
what?
good job
You-
shooting,
Good.
don't pass your thumbs.
Your stuff really, when you were doing your instructional stuff with
I know
your
I
reels,
need to do that.
that is,
That
I
was
said,
fun.
wait a second. This pertains to something that the only passion I really have is teaching. Like, shooting, it's not what it used to be for me. Now it's like, I just want to have fun. You know, went through some things last year where it's like, you know, I want to do this because I love it, but I want to also do the part of it that I love more and stick to that. So it's teaching, right?
So tell us, Struck Society. I mean, it
Yeah.
came out, but
And this goes
Tell
into,
us
it's
what's
not
going on.
out yet. So this
I know,
goes
well, I
into
saw
what-
you posted a story or
yeah,
something?
we're doing it. We're gonna revamp the whole thing, but
Okay.
we
Tell
haven't
us
even
about it
started
because
it yet.
we're gonna
But
kick it off.
Struck Society ultimately is my whole firearms branch of everything that I'm doing, because I'm doing modeling and I'm doing acting, and my image is based around my firearms stuff, but I'm branching out. You know, I'm getting older. I have things that I want to do outside
Yeah, she's
of
getting
it.
older. She's gonna be like
24
23 this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna be 24 in February.
Normally I'm the baby.
I know.
Aw.
Yeah, but you know, and so I need to expand, and so now I'm starting Struck Society, which is going to have online instructionals that we're going to work together with. I'm going to be teaching
Love
classes,
that.
but to go into what we're talking about with censorship, like I'm going to funnel all of my content and everything that I'm doing to my private website. Use my social media as a marketing tool for it, just like these other companies are
Yep,
doing,
absolutely.
but doing it for myself now, so that way it's not me working for other people who really at the end of the day, like, love them all, but it's so short-lived. You know, your contract is up and that's it. And for me, I want to build my own empire, if you will, that gives back and has a familial aspect to it. Struck Society ultimately is going to be a society for people that love firearms, that love women empowerment,
Yeah.
that love learning and love growing. We'll have fitness that's based around shooting and explosivity, but just a place for my people that really want to learn more and actually do more, and it's a lot of women that want to do it too, to go there, and there won't be censorship, and it'll be my whole platform. So if something happens to my platform, I have a website.
I was gonna say that's the hardest thing too, is like you're launching this big thing and you can't promote that on Instagram. Like we need.
No,
a
I can.
platform.
I'm going
you can.
to.
You just have to be
You
super
have to be
careful
so
about
I'm
it.
not even
So-
careful about it. I'm just like, listen, and the only thing that Instagram has ever censored me on is CBD.
I've
Really?
been
Delta
I've been
8.
censored. Yeah, I've been censored on
So,
CBD.
you know, and I'm like, listen, like, you aren't going to
Hard drugs, sales of hard drugs.
Well, and I don't do the CBD
Okay,
or the...
Just for the record, that's the craziest. CBD is not a hard drug, obviously. But do you know how many times a week somebody follows me and their entire page is just marijuana flower?
Smoking weed, I know.
No, it's just pictures of marijuana flower. It's like, that's their whole page. Oh, I got this strain, and it's like, cool, not my thing, but I don't.
Right.
Look,
But
I
it's
don't
your
give a
right to
shit.
post that.
Oh,
Right,
it's like
You
100%.
can post it, so why are you
Because it's
censoring
legal
me?
in so many states at this point. Why are you even beginning to attempt to censor this?
It's followed the fucking money. And I gotta say this. Big Pharma, you know,
Sure.
biggest industry in the world, never claim to cure anything, okay? They just want to make
Mask.
that kickback.
They want to mask the
Human experience.
your cough. They don't want to fix it. They want to just make you not cough
You have
for
an
a little bit
emotional
of time.
distress. How about, hey, don't go and actually receive therapy that's going to help you beyond this pill.
Right.
Just take this pill,
Just
Right.
take the pill.
and be on a crutch for the rest of your life. And
Right.
just so you know, we don't guarantee that this cures
And be dependent
anything.
on the pill, because then that's going to make you dependent on even harsher pills.
We're
and
seeing
Oh, and by the way, if
like-
you take this pill, it might give you diarrhea, headaches, kill you,
Might kill
cancer,
you. Yeah.
suicide. Like,
Yeah.
but you're not going to cough, so don't.
Don't worry
You're gonna
about
be
it.
okay.
With all of these things, it's follow the money. So you've
Yeah.
got big pharma, and you know, pharma. You want to get into the spiritual side of it. There's a spirit behind medicine, which is a spirit of pharmakia, right? And you know, pharmacy, pharmakia. It's the whole thing. Is that it's one thing that they can do to stifle our relationship with God, with ourselves, with our environment, to do anything that actually makes us feel whole. And you know, we've been seeing it for generations on generations. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you just kind of got to stick to your guns, and you got to be able to set it up with what we're doing with the podcast. You know, the podcast is a great thing because,
Different platforms.
Yeah.
well, and now people can hear what you have to say. You can communicate.
It was at this moment that we realized that the microphones went down. So, I'm going to vamp while we get through this couple of seconds of dead air. While I have you, please allow me to direct your attention to the amazing fur coats that Jade and Paige are wearing. Lovely, aren't they? They are not drinking Black Rifle coffee, however, they're drinking Starbucks, which is for communists. I really can't think of anything else to say right now, so I'm going to vamp for another 6 to 8 seconds. Okay, I think we're about ready to join back with the podcast. Thanks for listening.
I don't like to be super political because I want anyone from any viewpoint to
Sure.
be able to look at my page and say, oh, I want to try that
resonate.
experience. Yes.
You do well with this.
Thank you. And so I don't care what your viewpoint is. Like, come in if you want to exercise your Second Amendment right. Like
Right.
that's.
And
why my
it
page is
doesn't,
there.
and it shouldn't have to be political. And I don't mean to interrupt you.
No,
sorry.
that's okay.
But it shouldn't be political. And the thing
Well, I
is
agree
I've
with
worked
that.
with Hollywood, and everybody, if you're an American, you have an affinity for firearms, right? But you have an affinity for safe practicing of firearms, and the political side of it is just weaponized, right?
Right.
And really, it's not informative. It's just polarizing, and I don't think that you need to be picking a side to still practice your Second Amendment right as an
Exactly.
American and enjoy it.
I compare it to like Topgolf. Going to the range is like a
Sure.
Topgolf
Oh, yeah,
experience.
yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
well with safety and everything. And so, we were
Yeah.
sitting at the. But we were talking about that, and Turning Point was reaching out to me, and I didn't know what they wanted to do. Actually, I thought they wanted me to guest on
Right.
one of their shows or something, and I asked you because you were an ambassador, and I was afraid that they were gonna come swooping in, and it was like politics, make your
Right.
account political and all
Right.
this stuff, and I was afraid of that, so I was very hesitant, and I just asked you. I said, "How do you feel about this organization?" You talked very highly of
Yeah.
it, and I was like, "All right," and I responded, and within a month, I had an interview with the old productions manager, and I went, and I had no idea they were in Arizona. They toured me through headquarters, and I was like, this is really cool. Like, okay, what are we doing? And we sat down, and they were like, so let's talk about your show. Had no freaking clue that they wanted to do a show, and
That's
then
pretty cool.
ever since then it was just
Off
Yeah.
to the races.
completely drinking from a fire hose.
Super cool, though.
But seriously, like if I did not ask you that, I probably wouldn't have responded. And they were reaching out to me for 5 months before that, and I'm so they're life changing, and the organization is incredible. Reloaded can be found on YouTube. It's amazing. It's Second Amendment and firearms and teaching.
And you're doing the second season right now, right?
Yes, she
And
will
Jade's gonna be
actually
on it?
Be here in about a month, and she's gonna teach me some competition
I love it.
Stuff.
stuff.
And one thing I want to say too, and I appreciate Turning Point for one valuing you, right? And when they
they're
see you,
amazing.
they see value in you. They
Yeah.
didn't give up, which is a testament to how much they believe
Yeah,
in you.
no, I apologize. I was like, I'm so
No,
sorry.
but you never know, and things work out. And if they're still there for you, I mean, it just goes to show that, and that's what you're building is a relationship.
Yeah.
One thing I love about them is that they've helped you break out of your shell a bit. I remember
Oh,
talking to you, and
tremendously.
you're like, I don't know, you know.
Yes.
I did,
and
I
I'm like,
called you.
I said, go for
Yeah.
it, because this is how, you break the ice within yourself to really find your voice, and you found your voice. I remember one time I was sitting on my gram, and you were popping off about something, about some guy going out there with this girl, and and you were going, and you were so passionate about what you were talking about, and you were so strong-willed, and I just saw you almost like a phoenix, like you just rose and took off, and I was like, she is owning her power right now.
You have changed maybe the most in the last 2 years of anybody.
Yeah.
Last year was, I mean, you definitely know about last year. Last year
Yeah.
was wild. Definitely, like, probably the most life-changing year.
Yeah. Yeah, no
ever.
doubt.
Or so far. But thank you. I really
Proud of you.
appreciate that.
Yeah, because it's like, so for instance, like we were coming out here, I brought my dog. Super scary for me because it's just like I've never flown with him before. I hate flying, all this different shit.
Right.
But I did it, and I got through it, conquered a fear. And what you're doing is the things that scare the shit out of you, you have to do them,
Yeah, that's
because
how
it's
I
going to force you to grow.
Mhm.
And if you aren't doing those things, you're living a stagnant life. You're dead in the water.
Yeah.
And you're somebody that needs to go out there, right? Because
Yeah.
you have something to say, you have something to share. You empower women, and you have a voice, and you're utilizing it. And it's so important to take that leap of faith. I remember when I was jumping out on my own, I was talking to my people, and they're like, Jade, I think you're going to take this leap of faith, and I think you're going to fall. And I said the corniest stuff, but I had the Lord behind me. I said, I'm going to jump off this cliff, and I'm going to fly, right? And you have to have that belief in yourself
Yeah.
before anybody else does. And God willing, you have people around you like Turning Point, like Jack, and your friends and your family that see and believe in you too, but you have to believe in yourself first.
Oh my God, let's do this every day.
You know? And I'm proud
Welcome
of you
to Daily
because
Affirmations with
you're
Jade
doing
Struck.
it. You're doing it.
So-
And it's important.
As much as I would love to sit here and do this, I could do this with you guys for hours. And Paige is crying right now, and
I
I
have
love it.
overactive teeth.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, she has allergies. I could
don't.
do this every day with you guys. I really,
Yeah.
I love you guys. I have a ton of fun with you. I love that my wife loves you. That's very important to me.
We love you,
like
Jen.
with
We love you,
Thank
Jen.
you for the fur coat.
Thanks for the freaking. She's my stylist now.
She's at the
She
spa
didn't
right
have
now,
to
too.
be
she
here.
is
Living
at,
it.
she's at the spot. She said she's going to go to the spot and work out.
Good
And
for
my
her.
opinion is that she's probably going to do those things, but I think the majority of the time will be spent gambling because her and Lauren
that's
both
fun.
won quite large amounts yesterday.
It's
But I know Jade has she's got to leave. She literally has to be somewhere in 26 minutes. And if you know anything about SHOT Show, everything takes an hour to get there, and she can't be late.
We're not even at
But baby,
the beach.
with this get up on and these glasses, I
Yeah.
gotta tell you something. I'm
Just-
right on time. Your timeline revolves around me,
That's
baby.
right,
Okay.
exactly.
And so we'll get there when we get there. You know what I mean?
Thank you for doing this.
Thanks for having me.
I love you
Thanks
guys.
for having us.
And
We
we're
love
going to
you.
do this again because I
It's
think we have a
so
whole lot more to talk
entertaining.
about.
We totally
and I
do.
think
I
that
think we touched on like 2 things.
we did. I had this whole dissertation written out that
It
I
was so
really
long.
because here it was about social media censorship. You
And
should.
we can sit down and do it for real. And
Yeah.
and love to have you both on Milk and Honey.
I love to.
Fun.
Especially individually because I want to kind of corner you
Okay.
and
Oh, shit.
poke the bear. I also want Jen to come on. We're going to talk about gut health. Milk and Honey is my podcast.
Yep.
They'll both be on it soon.
So
She's
cute.
going to talk to me about how mean I am to people, apparently. Because that's what
No.
I'm now known for, and I didn't know that.
No,
I
you're
think we're
just
gonna
a
talk
get
about
shit
confidence.
done kind of guy.
But and we'll do it
I
again.
just know.
And
I
we'll
just
be out there
know.
together.
Everyone's like, who's Jack Callahan? I'm like, I
He's
just
a
know if I
bad
need
motherfucker.
something, Jack will make it happen. You're always like that.
That's a compliment. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
All right, on that note,
Thanks
we're
for
gonna let Jade go to the rest of her day. Thanks for joining us. We'll do this again real soon.